Bum, ba, bum. We are live, or are we? Is this going live? Oh shit. Okay. It does work. Okay. Okay. Now, let me figure this out. Comments. Wizard Maxed Pepperoni Seba. Sup, guys? How's it going? Do you guys Wizard Max? You guys want to learn about occultism? Also, how does this sound? Sounds all good? Show comments on stage. Oh, I could upgrade my goddamn plan. Okay, let's do this. Let me just upgrade my plan. Hold tight. Ugh. Core. What's the lowest plan? Monthly? Ugh. Yeah, okay, fine. Congratulations. Don't care. And we... Okay, we're back. History maxing right now, says Seba. Nice, nice. Who up maxing their whiz right now? See, how do I... Okay, if I click that, there we go. Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Whale Donos, going to stream software. Whale... What's Whale Donos? What y'all reading? What am I reading? At the moment, I'm still trying to get through some Raja Yoga stuff. How long does this shit stay up? Until I hide it. Okay, there we go. Nice. Sounds fine? Perfect. You're trying to Wizard Max Pepperoni? Oh shit, hey esoteric programmer, howdy. I'm just trying some new software. Now let me see. What was I doing before? Secret stream, yeah, exactly, it's a secret stream. Oh shit, it's Jord. Howdy, howdy. Straight up. So thank you, Jord, for introducing me to StreamYard. I'm literally just faffing here. Just want to test some stuff out. Do you want to come on? How do I send the link? Add StreamYard. You can have 10 people at once. I'm reading about... Ricky is an upside downer, confirmed. Sorry, Kim Jong. Yeah. Where's Jord? Shit. So, I'm reading about software dev, and it's about diagramming and platonic ideals. That sounds sexy. That sounds really sexy, esoteric programmer. You see, we're all getting back to platonic ideals. Everyone was like, platonic ideals are gay. But platonic ideals actually may have their thing. You know what I'm saying? Because what they are just structures of the universe that you don't see with your eyes. We all look at the world with our vision, with our senses, but it's like, what's behind the representation? Is it all just like random stuff? Why is it ordered in this specific way? Why do we see what we see? Why do the colors? Why is everything? Why do things just work? I mean, maybe some people will say if things don't work, but that's the shtick. That's the shtick. There's something behind it. There are structures that we can interact with, not with our senses, but with other more psychical or mystical parts of us. Kim Jong-dank. I'm third through meetings with remarkable men, and I don't get the Redditor hate for it. Oh, it's the easiest to read. Yeah, of course. Yeah, why do Kim Jong-dank? Yeah, why do they hate it? Why do they hate it? I actually don't know many people who hate it. Is it just like completely different? Damn, that was a nice Ali G impression. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not Ali G. What's that? Ali G is more like platonic forms. Is that related to math? No, that's not. What's Ali G? Technology. Does it work? Oh, the stories are apocryphal. That's the point, Goobers. Yeah, exactly. You see, you're on the right track. All those other Redditors, they just can't handle. They just can't handle it. Oh my God, I'm just going to put this in. See if this works. Random interview. I'm putting the stream link in my Telegram and seeing if anyone comes on. I just want to see what it looks like. This could be a massive crash out. And just some random guy comes in and just starts saying slurs, but who knows? Who knows what will happen? I posted it on Telegram, so that's basically 4chan. You know what I'm saying? Damn, okay, so this is nice. Now, let me just mess with some of the settings while I'm here. This is an example of a banner. I see. Use banners to summarize your talking points. Create a banner. Did that work? Y'all seeing that? Wait, what if I scroll? Does it scroll? Scroll across bottom. Yeah. Forget about that. Media assets. Necrodancer, holy shit. Handles are meaningless when you have a plumb bob and a wrench based. Hello, No Coiner. You're trying to sleep, I see. Actually, you know what? I should post. No. Delete. Yeah, I'm going to delete that for everyone. I'll put this in the secret Telegram chat. Yes. So I think that's, if you click on that, it just invites you. That's an invite. Is it an invite? Invite guest. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's an invite guest link. Necro back at it again with the bag. I know, right? God damn. Let me put that up. You're like the world's most handsome plumber, Necrodancer. You are Christ's stronger soldier. Real. For real. And there's a referral code for StreamYard. I'm shilling now. It's a shilling stream. You do it. I'm just trying to gaslight people to coming online just so I can try it. Oh shit, Rawhawk, add to stage. Excellent.
Ninja.
Thank you, Rawhawk. This is good. This is good. This is good for testing. Actually, let me. Yeah, see, now I'm big and you're small. Perfect. What have you been working on? What's that?
Story of my life.
Oh, hey, the boys are back in town.
Hey,
sup?
This is big.
This is big. Thank you.
This is really big. You and StreamYard is like, it's over now. It's so good. It's so good, dude. Like,
yeah, I know, right?
It's over for the new age slop community. This is so fucking good, dude. Like, you need to be doing late night wizard, which well, they're daytime for you, but like late night American wizard streams. Oh, this is brilliant. Yeah,
Hell yeah. Shadow Money Gang wizard streams. Let's go.
That is pretty hot.
What time is it there for you, Jordan?
So it's like 4:30 a.m. The clocks just went forward as well, so we lost an hour. But I just wanted to call and say that this is fucking amazing, basically. Excuse my language. I know it's family friendly. But if the more StreamYard friendly stuff, the better. Eventually, you're going to want to gatekeep the plebs from coming in. As long as you keep the link secret, StreamYard is the best thing in the world. Like,
oh, 100%. Okay. Yeah, because when I came on your stream, you was using StreamYard, and I was like, oh my god, this is so much better than like
wait, what were
me
you
zooming
using?
it.
What were you using before?
Well, to do interviews, I was just zooming people and recording through Zoom. But I'm like, this is so much better.
Way better, way better, way better.
This is so much better because then I can go live, and then also I can highlight people's like Necrodancer, just drop in all of these free gifts, these memberships. God damn. Oh shit, Richard's member. And
Richard's member.
Or with the Aleister Crowley profile pic as well.
Mate,
Watch out,
your community are really based and very sexual and very sexual.
Damn straight. Damn straight. Of course, it's only sex magic in our private chats.
Well, you kind of brought this on yourself with the name like that.
Yes.
Also,
yes.
you enjoy it. So
yes, this is the name reveal. Richard Ruach, by the way, everyone. Richard etymologically comes from a term which means ruler. And Ruach, Kabbalistically, means spirit. So Richard Ruach is spirit ruler. But Richard is often contracted in the English language to dick. And Ruach in modern Hebrew actually just means breath. So it's the duality of things. I'm a spirit ruler, but also. And so when the two come together, it's this alchemical synthesis that we have. Thank you for the $5 no coiner. I guess we'll turn this into like some kind of Q&A stream. His gold streams bring all the boys to the yard. Like better than Zoom. Damn right. I'm about to coom. Thank you, no coiner, for the poetry. Is circumcision... Oh, hello. We got our first question of the night. Venus, as a boy, asks, is circumcision good for magical gains? So, here's the thing about circumcision. Gurdjieff actually has a whole thing on, like, circumcision. I'm trying to remember. And, like, at the end of Beelzebub's Tales, he's like, yeah, circumcision actually makes the pee-pee more resistant to sexual diseases. And so by washing your penis, it makes it more resistant. And so when you do the sexual magic, it's more potent. Whereas in the West, because we come from the hood, the disease is rampant. That's what happens. That's just what happens. Circumcision,
like a lot of logic to that, huh? Like that makes weirdly makes a lot of sense, the disease thing. I actually think any form of like body modification is inherently magical because like there's nothing more exerting your will on that. As much as I don't agree with the whole transhuman future thing, like that's some wizardry. Like that's some high level wizardry.
Yeah. I mean, there's could be like going too far. It's like because there's modifying your body, and then there's like Theseus is shipping your body, where it's like no longer your body before. You've just sacrificed it to the technology gods. You've become a Necron. You've made the same mistake that the Necrons in 40K make. It's a very esoteric tale, 40K. And the Necrons are a cautionary tale against transhumanism, where they want to extend their life, become immortal, and functionally they gain their wish, but they become soulless husks of what they previously were.
Every Necron is just like Peter Thiel. It's just, I never saw it that way before. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I swear, like, all of the media from the 80s, like, also Necrodancer, just gifting subs. Holy crap. All of these people are going to... Yeah. And Venus as well. Okay, thanks. I'm getting one there. Okay, but yeah. Cool. It enhances your vril. Is that what you wanted to hear, Venus as a boy? Cool. Yeah, but like everything from the 80s, I feel like media from the 80s, just like it connected to the subconscious undercurrent of man, and like a lot of that stuff, like, 40K, even Dungeons and Dragons lore, like Dune, and all of that stuff, just all of the stuff in the 80s has, and even like anime from the 80s just has, it hits different. All the
No, they're really
cyberpunk.
onto something. Yeah, there was like a cultural way. There's an amazing 80s, and I say by amazing, I mean so shit that it's good, right?
Ooh.
Amazing action movie from the 80s called Demolition Man, and it's Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone. There's no point to this anecdote at all, but like it's such a banger. Like,
Yeah. No, I keep on like missing that movie. Like people, I it's like on TV on late at night, and I go to watch and then fall asleep or something, but I
it's
continuously
definitely one
hear
of those
people
ones
talking
where,
about it.
yeah, every TV channel is like owns the rights to that and plays it at 4 a.m. But it's like just this cyberpunk vision of the future that they had in the 1980s, what they thought it would be. Honestly, not too far from the current, like, you know.
It's like there was just something in the water. There was this thing in the water, and it's like artists, even a bad artist, can technically, hear the echoes. Their imagination can just jack into something, and they can accidentally create something good. And it's like, just a lot of the 80s media has some kind of psychic remnant, which just makes it ultra potent. Like nowadays, people just create shit, but it's like something back then, they were touching something. Imagination took off in the 80s. Exactly, no coiner. Exactly. So I just, you don't want to come in, no coiner, you're in fishnets? Okay, that's fine. Now, what are these other functions that StreamYard lets me do? I got style, I got flair.
It's actually crazy. You can like customize the whole thing with like color, scrolling, video intro. It's kind of, it's not so technical. It's like, 'cause I can't work OBS. I don't know if you ever tried to work OBS, but it's like, it's not fun. If you need to know how to code or some shit to work, yeah.
Well, that's what I use. I use OBS.
Yeah, StreamYard's much more like OBS for boomers kind of thing, like a streamlined version of OBS, but it's got a lot of good stuff.
Yes, nice. Now I'm in a little circle. We're all circles now. Boom, perfect. Now it's round table. Now it's a round table for real. Maybe it was all the coke they were doing. Yeah, maybe. You know what? I'm kind of against mixing drugs and magical practice, but maybe there is something about cocaine. Just all the cocaine in the 80s just opened portals.
Have you read Crowley's essay on cocaine?
The Diary of a Drug Fiend, or like?
No, I don't think it's from that, but there's like a separate standalone essay. It's on YouTube in like audiobook format. It's like a 30-minute runtime or whatever, and it's just this incredible. Like you can tell that Crowley was addicted to cocaine for reading this thing.
Okay, no, you know what? I'm gonna gifted 5 Richard Ruck memberships. God damn it, Necro.
Space Necro.
Fuck. I'm gonna be very honest about my Crowley stuff. I know I've read I've read like a Crowley biography, and I've read book 4, and that's as much Crowley as I've actually read.
Okay.
Besides that, I've actually read around Crowley just via accident. Like I've read Levy, I've read Fortune, I've read Franz Hartmann, and then I read Regade and frickin' Freyta Acker, and then before reading Crowley.
That's wild, actually. Yeah, that's great. You probably have read most of Crowley, just going around Crowley. But yeah, I'm trying to think what I'd recommend. Probably Liber ABA, Liber ABBA, however you say that. That's probably the move.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what is it? Is that book 4? Because I've read
Oh no, that is the same one, isn't it? Hold on.
Yeah. So I've read his essays on like yoga on the front of that are good. His magical essays on that are good. Obviously, towards the end, I actually had a video recorded, but I never actually edited it or finished it, of me like reading here. What is it, Liber Bereshith or something at the end of Liber Abba? It's in the practical magical section where he talks about getting past lives, his technique to recovering past lives. And I was like, this technique is shit. And it was just this whole video of me just like dumping on his technique. But like, I love
that you're on the reincarnation tip at the moment, though. That's really, I love that. I love that.
I love that video, by the way. I love that video. I was like, yes, based. Oh, hello.
More people need to talk about it genuinely. It actually surprises me how it isn't. I don't know. I think there's some weird stigma around it, but it's like so central to like most of the people we read all the time.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's just been swappified by the new age, because there's so many people, as the criticism goes, it's like there's so many people who think they're Napoleon, who think they're this, who think they're that, and it's like,
true.
bruh. But I mean, you know, Dr. Ian Stevenson did a fantastic, you know, his life work on like past lives for the parapsychological community is big stuff, and there is some things to say about it. And it's like, if you do awaken functionally, if we talk about that in an occult sense, if you do engage with your subconsciousness on some level, that's the storehouse where all the past lives are. So gaining some at least flashes or fragments of a past life as you do magical working just naturally, that should be something naturally that just arises. And it's like, so I'm open to it. I'm just not like people who are obsessed with personality and being like, I was this. That's where I kind of go,
no, that's a real symptom of our like time and of narcissism or whatever. I actually think the idea that I was like a medieval Chinese peasant girl is ridiculously cool. And I also think that like time is probably not linear, even though we interpret it as linear, meaning that my next incarnation could be backwards. You know what I mean? Like,
can I recommend you? You're into anime? Are you into manga?
No, but I'm open to it. Like,
so here's the thing. I should do a video on this, but it's the most esoteric manga I've ever read.
Oh, hell yeah.
Is a manga called Spirit Circle. Look it up.
Okay.
And it's a guy, it's just, I don't want to like spoil anything, but it's a guy who, he has like weird dreams, and then he goes to school, and there's like a new, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, there's this new girl arrives, and she gives him a weird look, this new girl, and he's kind of like, and then after school, she tries to fight and like kill him or something, and he's like, whoa, what are you doing? And she calls him by a weird name, and it's like, what do you mean you don't remember? You're the one who started all of this. And he's like, what? And then he basically goes, she gives him something, he goes home, and he starts recapitulating his past lives, and there are all of these past, and it's very interesting as he goes through these past lives and remembers them. It's very, what psychologically happens to him is very tactile, and the phenomenological experiences he has. And then each time he goes through a past life, there's a guy that looks like him as he's passing through, or is like, or there's this weird guy looking at him, and he's like, who's this guy? And then it's like, all of this stuff unfolds, the plot twists, the like why she hates him. And it's so good. Spirit Circle, max. Spirit Circle, actually good. A
recommendation. Thank you.
Yeah, everyone, this is a command. Everyone in chat, all go and like read Spirit Circle now after this stream. Now, Richard's member, thoughts on the Book of Thoth 777. Haven't read them. Richard.
777 is a mind. Is like he's sort of having sex with the reader's mind. It's all written in code. You kind of have to be an initiated Thelemite to realize. I read it and I didn't read it, if you know what I mean. Like it's like it really didn't go. So it's something for me to circle back to. As for the Book of Thoth, that's way more approachable. Like you could bang now in a day.
Yeah, there you go. Blue Book. I think that's book 4. That's Leader Abba,
right? Yeah. There's by many names.
What is Paparini? I mean, the Reagans were consulting astrology to make decisions. We're talking about elites and magical use? Yes.
So Nancy Reagan, she had a personal astrologer. And to be honest, they all do, right? So if you Google Epstein's astrologer, who wrote him, like him and Maxwell used to write notes to them. There's an amazing like photograph of this handwritten note of like Jeffrey Epstein's aspect table, and he's like, as an Aquarius, like the notes from the astrologer. It's like, as an Aquarius, you're a very like, it's so interesting.
He's Aquarius guy.
Yeah. He was.
I guess that's why he's a sex freak.
And I think she was a Capricorn, so they were a very Saturnian couple.
Yeah, she was recruiting. She was on the Capricorn grind, and he was just a freak. That makes sense now. Your conversation with Abbas was great, by the way. Top level material. Thank you, Venus as a boy. Thank you. Abbas is a cool guy. He's so hard to get a hold of. After that freaking thing, I emailed him again, and literally like a week went by, and just today he's responded, and I'm like, God damn it. I literally after the talk, after I hit like end, recording, I was like, Abbas, please give me your phone number. And he was like, no, just email me, bro. I'll look at it more often. He's so hard to get a hold of, which is kind of cool because it's esoteric. He's so esoteric. Oh my God. So wait, we got here? How do you define esoteric or esotericism? This is hard and kind of easy. It's just off the beaten path. The esoteric thing is it's our tradition, but it's like, then how do you do? And this is the thing. It's more like what is included when you say esotericism, T-Rex, because it's like, do you include the Bible as esoteric? Yeah, the Bible is esoteric, but do you include mythology as esoteric? Obviously, mythology is esoteric. But when I say, you should get an esoteric kind of education, I mean, you should read Dion Fortune, you should read some Golden Dawn stuff, you should read Franz Barden, read some Evola. And so when we say esotericism, we mean some kind of occult philosophy. When we say esotericism, when I say esotericism, I mean something, data that's not derived from the senses, nor data that's necessarily derived rationally, or when I say it's not rational, it doesn't necessarily violate rationality, but it's supra-rational. There is a third thing, not just the mind, not just the senses, but there's a secret third way to get knowledge. And that knowledge, grouped, loosely put, umbrellaed, is called esoteric knowledge. And that's what we study when we say esotericism. Did that answer your question, T-Rex? I hope it did.
That's unironically one of the best definitions I've ever heard of it. Like, it's such a difficult term to define. Like, that was brilliant, actually. The middle, like, hidden secret kind of, like, yeah, that's nice. Because secret's probably the closest approximation, but then it becomes like, well, what's the difference between occult, i.e. you can't see it, and esoteric, i.e. it's secret? It's like, it's a really subtle difference between those two things. Like a Venn diagram, I guess.
Yeah, and it's just one of those questions that's like, it's so simple, but because it's so simple, I just start like fumbling over my words, and well, you see, or it's so easy to do that.
No,
like,
that made a lot of sense, because you can only really define esoteric in relation to what it's not, right? In relation to exoteric. So it's like the Bible, yeah, sure, it has a exoteric side. Like, there is a basic story about this dude called Jesus, but then there's like an esoteric, there's like a secret meaning, which is not the same thing as like an occult meaning. But yeah, this is like next level spurging.
Actually, it's like, it's like kind of recommending someone an esoteric movie. Like, The Truman Show is an esoteric movie,
Right.
It's about the Gnostic myth. He's in a fake world, and there's that guy who lives in the moon. The demiurge oppresses him, and he's trying to escape and get to reality. It's Gnosticism. It's an esoteric movie, but The Matrix is esoteric. Circle of Iron is esoteric. Other things are esoteric. It's like
Boku no Pico is esoteric.
Yes. Exactly, Rawhawk. Boku no Pico is the most esoteric anime ever made. Everyone go and look up Boku no Pico after the stream. Now, Seba, what's your favorite metaphysician? Who's my favorite? What's my favorite? You should have said, that's bad English, Seba. I'm saying right now, who's your favorite metaphysician? My favorite. I've got a bit of a tie between, if there was a room and I wanted to put a bunch of guys in and have them speak to each other, I'd love to see like Gurdjieff and Evola, and maybe even Dion Fortune, just in a room, just like go at it, just and have a little discussion. That's who I would want to see in a room. What about you, Jord?
That's
you could have
crazy blunt rotation. Actually.
if you had a room with like 3 dudes in it, who would you want to see?
Dion Fortune is a really good one. I'd have to say Crowley, just to see if the myth meets the legend, kind of
100%
meets reality. And then you know what? I'd probably go with like someone Greek. Someone really like, and then it becomes really difficult because you've got a whole plethora of people to choose from, but probably something kind of that seems boring on the surface but isn't. I always love this. I probably Plato, man, just being honest about it. And
the original.
Apparently Plato used to do this thing at the end of arguments where like he would get bored of the discourse and he would take his shirt off and just start flexing like the original.
Oh my god. Is that actually true, or is that a meme?
Apparently, like somebody said, like Xenophon or somebody says it, I don't remember, but it's just like it's this thing of like,
if that's true.
I want to see. I imagine he would in reality be this kind of meek, mild, but incredibly insightful guy. Actually, and he kind of just lost in history. He's been mythologized.
Based. That's pretty cool, actually. I mean, if I was going to go ancient as well, I wouldn't mind, because if we go for not necessarily metaphysician or not necessarily occultists or something, like metaphysics, I would love to see Parmenides and like Hegel in a room together. The German philosopher Hegel versus Parmenides. That would be gangster.
You're quite big into your German philosophy, huh? Like you're quite German idealism kind of thing.
Those idealists, they're just esotericists with like an academic paint job, in my opinion. They're all occultists. That's why the analytical philosophers are like, ew, continental philosophy isn't even real philosophy. Like they don't like them. Now, what we got here? Ignoramus says, do you believe there is a bridge between the works of the mind and the body? What do you mean? Of course, mind and body is connected. Like literally all medicine nowadays, even normie medicine admits that there's a mind-body connection, dog. You mean psychism versus materialism or physicalism?
I guess the more like interesting version of that question is like, how far do you take that? Because if there's a body-mind connection, is there a matter-mind connection? Like, can you go full-blown panpsychist, rocks have consciousness kind of thing? Or
yeah. There's this thing like vitalism and psychism are two slightly different, but I think a combination of them, something that combines panpsychism and panvitalism, where it's like a living life and consciousness are connected and it's behind matter. Because the whole thing, this is just going to go off on a massive freaking tangent, because there's this Evola, before he was a traditionalist, started a thing called magical idealism. And he had this whole kind of thing where it's like, you take yourself as the center of creation, the center of the universe, and you have to negate religious tradition, but also negate science. So you just stand alone, and then you build the universe back up from where you are. And it's like, so if you are the only thing, if you become kind of the demiurge, why is it that you lack? Why is it that there's privation? Why is it that when you're limited in a sense? And he basically uses Nietzsche's doctrine of power, or the will to power, and fuses it into idealism. So it's like the world, consciousness is primary, and out of consciousness is generated matter. So matter has an illusory quality, but it's like, but why do I suck then? Why can't I just turn invisible or move through a wall with my mind or levitate something with my mind? And it's basically like if you have a physical object, like if I have a physical object, this is a physical object. Within it is, like within me, is kind of a being, is its own center of gravity. And it has power, and the power it expresses is in this shape. So when because I'm consciousness and I generate matter out of myself, so my body is a reflection of my internal state. When my power interacts with this other being, its power also comes out and reacts, and we have a reaction. And so it appears as our matter pushing against each other. But it's like this game of power. There are beings, and all different beings have different kind of power, and it's us interacting with each other. And so it's like magic then is to extend your power. So the end goal of magical idealism, it ceases to be a philosophy. It goes beyond a philosophy. And it's like the end goal of magical idealism is, can you extend yourself out of your body? If you can extend experience to yourself out of your body, can you extend your consciousness beyond, if you clairvoyant, if you can see, remote view somewhere like if you can remote view a military base in another nation, that means your perception can go over the horizon. Like, how far can you extend your consciousness? The aim of magical idealism is to extend yourself beyond the limits of the galaxy itself, to make your physical body the outer tendrils of the universe. So it's like initiation is this transformation of power into the world or beyond the world. Anyway, I'm just rambling here, but it's like, that's so fucking based. And like, I want to read more and become a magical idealist, but it's like, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Geometric. Oh, sorry, I didn't even read the rest of Ignoramus's question. Geometric or rational in nature? Geometric.
That's what I'm going to go saying with. Relational, geometric or relational, and relational, it's only existing in by the fact that oh my god,
yeah, it's relational. It's relational in that case. Yeah, everything is relational. If there was no relation, if like in the Kabbalists with Tzimtzum, where they create the universe, where the AN is withdrawn, and then you have a void, and then that void is filled. If you are the only being that came into existence within that void, because it's just nothing but you and God, you would instantly gain enlightenment and then self-destruct, self-annihilate, and reabsorb into God. But because there are other beings, because we live in a society, we live in the world, there is this relational nature where we can gain data, what Gurdjieff calls being data, and we can gain different types of being data and transform that within ourselves into a type of being understanding or gnosis, which then also has an energetic effect on us, and we gain a different type of body.
So ahead of his time. Like the whole concept of man as a machine, like his way of describing like normie, like NPCs kind of thing, and the idea of like you say data is how you could think of that before a time where you could take like some data off a computer and put it in another computer. Like he was so fucking ahead of the curve.
100%.
That's wild.
100%. It's almost crazy because when you look at it, it's like Gurdjieff was doing kind of what, you know, New Age people now where they're like, the universe is a simulation and you got to download into your consciousness, and they use computer terms and spiritualize them. He basically was doing that with early science stuff. But it works for Gurdjieff. It works for Gurdjieff. I always see it with the eyes of knowing, like Barden or Crowley. Esoteric. Okay, cool. So I'm just going through some other messages. Did you discern occult and esoteric? Do you discern a difference between occult and esoteric? I use them interchangeably, but technically there is a difference. But not off the top of my head. Do you make a difference, Jord?
It's technically, to be like ultimate spurg and super pedantic, everything esoteric is occult, but not everything occult is esoteric. So everything that's hidden is a secret, but not everything that's secret is hidden. If that makes sense, like that kind of thing.
That's a good way to say it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, esoteric programmer comes in clutch. Believe occult is hidden, secret, arcane knowledge. Esoteric is deep knowing. Yeah,
that makes sense. That's more or less, but broadly speaking, that's kind of what people. And also, occult has purely by the semantic similarity to like cult. And it has these darker connotations to it, I think. When you're talking to normal people and you say esoteric, it sounds kind of floaty and kind of like abstract. Whereas you say occult to a normal person, they're like, oh, so you mean Satan? Like it's...
Base. We go second for Plato and Hegel from Venus. Oh, also thank you, Necrodancer, for the $5. You don't like a lot of Gurdjieff stuff, just dance and spin. Well, Gurdjieff was also into dancing. In fact, Gurdjieff at one point said the most intelligent people are dancers, which is an interesting statement from Gurdjieff. No Coiner, thank you for the 5. The act of lacing your communications with patterns of a kind of esoteric grease of physical reality. Okay. I understand. Oh, Venus is a boy. You became a new member. Thank you, Venus. Jill Roberts says, chicken egg. Oh, no, Jill Roberts is my girlfriend. Says chicken egg. Thank you, T-Rex. I will enjoy my circumcision. Magical idealism sounds insane. It is insane. It is insane. And you know what's crazy? There's almost nothing about it in English. Actually, there's like, I think recently someone translated Evola's Absolute Idealism, the book Absolute Idealist, or Absolute Man or something, because that's the goal of the magical idealism, is to become the absolute man. They translated that into English, but besides that, he's got like 3 books on phenomenology, The Absolute Man, and then there's 2 other phenomenology books. But people say that he does continue with that, and he comes. The assumption of that is the Yoga of Power and the Hermetic Tradition book. Those are the books you read where he kind of reaches his main conclusions. But the early works would be interesting to look at. Achieving Body of Light, exactly. Basically, it's a Western version of going to Dharmakaya, Richard's member. Being data. Good night. Hope the VOD stays up. The VOD will stay up. Big whole art. Man, StreamYard is so cool. Do you recommend any book on the nature of the soul? I mean, I guess you could read Interior Castle by St. Teresa of Avila. There's a funny story about that I heard recently. There was this woman called Edith Stein who's really big in, like, if you read philosophy, you know who Edith Stein is. She was a French philosopher. Kind of like not really a postmodern French philosopher, but she came in around the time she was an early phenomenologist, like she a student of Edmund Husserl. But she read the book interior castles by Saint Teresa of Avila in a night, and then in the morning it blew her mind so much. In the morning she was like, I need to become a Catholic, and she converted to Catholicism literally the next day. So it psyoped her into becoming a Catholic. So watch out, because those mystical Christians, they're so hardcore, they'll like transform occultists basically into Christians. Before you know it, guys, before you know it, watch out. Watch out. Excellent. Oof. God damn, so many members. Thank you once again, Necrodancer. Thank you once again. Oh my God. Well, that was a pretty good test. Thank you for coming on, Jord, by the way, and thank you for coming on, Raw Hawk, as well.
No, man, no. I'm gonna get off to sleep now, but thank you for having me. And yeah, more of these, please. Like StreamYard streams, late night stream. Yeah.
Okay. I'll see how it goes. See how it connects in properly. But yeah, 100%.
Amazing.
This is so much better. Thank you all for coming, and I'll see y'all later. Wait, how do I end stream? End stream. Set outro video. No, I'm just gonna hit the end stream button. Bye, Raw Hawk.